Hello there, my name is Franziska and I'm also known as Franzi on various social media platforms, but I'm also part of the YouTube academic community on Twitter, which I enjoy very much with a great group of people where we share tips and tricks and other people's channels, we connect and it's really fun. And today I thought I'm gonna share a few tips that I have for teaching adults. I'm a vertebrate paleontologist and a science communicator based in Berlin, and recently I picked up on a lot of tips for staying motivated, organizing, and keeping your viewers for your workshops, for your classes engaged. A little disclaimer, I mostly teach adults. That means fellow academics or PhDs, postdocs, so I mostly deal with adults or sometimes even faculty members that are older than me. So not so many kids, but adults. And as adults, especially right now, we spend a lot of time online in Zoom meetings, online meetings, and it's really difficult to stay engaged, especially if you have to keep the camera on, you have to be just on it at all times, which can be really hard. And for an instructor like me, it's a challenge to keep people engaged. And there are a few things that I use to make sure that my workshop is fun and that people actually also do something. And besides all the things like having breakout rooms and giving them plenty of breaks, I do like to use stuff like Mentimeter. So I'm gonna have a little thing here. So Mentimeter is great for having people join in the discussion. You've probably heard of it, and if you haven't, don't worry, I'm gonna tell you what it is now. It's basically a platform where you can either, if you have a paid account, upload your slides and make dedicated slides where people can vote or do word clouds. For example, I love to start my workshops with just a simple question. Like, one of my favorite ones is, what is science communication in your native language? Because I teach across many different languages. And then you get a word bubble, and you can see how big the bubble or how big the word is, how many people have voted for that or have typed that in. It's really cool to see what languages are being spoken, and that is super fun. So I often start with that, and then I warn them that there will be more questions along the way. You can do voting, you can get people's opinion on things, and it's really fun because even if you don't have a paid account, you can also have just if you're a student or if you don't want to pay for it, you can have a free account where you can still integrate a slide where it shows the results, and it's all in live. Like, you can have your PowerPoint on, and at the same time it'll like update in real time, and it's really fun to watch because you can talk about the results at the same time with your team or with your classroom, and I enjoyed it very much, and I've actually seen it being used a lot. The second I really enjoy is called Concept Board. Concept board is more like, it looks like a bunch of post-its on a screen, and people can write down their own ideas, or if you do brainstorming, people can write down, like they can choose a little square and they can write down their own ideas. Again, it's really important that they don't just sit there and you talk at them, but you want to engage, right? So you can, again, in real time see what people are writing, and if people are unsure, hesitant, you can see it right away and talk to them about it. And it's really fun because it's different colors. It's like, it looks different every time depending on which kind of board you want to use. If it's different every time, it's gonna make people look properly and actually see what it's about. So it's not just same all the time. And changing it up is really important, especially when I join workshops. If it's just the same the whole time and really monotone and everything looks the same, it doesn't grab my attention and I start to lose interest or lose focus. Changing different colors and different layouts of the concept boards, and that is super fun, and I really enjoy that, and I urge you to try that out. You can also have a free account there, you don't have to pay for it. One more thing that I use as preparation for all my workshops, I use Notion. And Notion is almost, you can also have a shared Notion where people can contribute, and I have that for like a science communication Notion board that I'll put here. And it's super great because people can write suggestions, but I mostly use it to organize my whole life, and with that also my workshops, my resources I use that I reuse maybe, and it is really good. It's really easy to use in my opinion. It takes a little while to get into it, but you can add everything from pictures to YouTube videos to just plain text, newspaper articles. And I use that for organizing workshops when they are, who is the person that I can contact if I'm like unsure about like the setup and stuff. You can have an attendance list, everything you might need, contacts, everything you can put in there. It's really great and I use it daily. I even organize my finances with it, and I share the link for the science communication resources with others all the time. And I also do that during workshops. Be like, if you want to know more about this topic, check out this. And even if someone is not interested in reading more about this topic that you're talking about after class or after the workshop, there's always someone who is interested and who will appreciate that you go the extra mile to help them out. Yeah, I loved doing what I'm doing, and working with adults can be just as challenging as working with children or with other students, because everybody is just in front of the computer all the time and you have to mix it up to keep people interested. And these are my tips: be visual, be a little bit different than maybe other people how they're teaching it, and make it fun, because you can have a lot of fun with Mentimeter with questions, concept board with visuals, and in organizing your Notion and putting resources there and links. And it's super helpful. It really changed the way I run especially online workshops, and I hope you found this helpful. If you want to get more videos, I have a whole science communication list on my YouTube. It's right here. It's super fun. I run my own events at the Natural History Museum here in Berlin. They're also online, and I organize all of that on my Notion, speakers and like what needs to be done, to-do lists. It's been so helpful, and if you want to see more of that, it's right here. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and good luck in teaching.